yours. Number 10. Right around the corner. What would you do if you heard intense screaming from an abandoned building? Posted to the Sir Spook subreddit. This video was filmed in an abandoned office. The clip shows the person filming climb up some stairs in a dark, very buggy building. Some eerie screaming and whistling is heard from somewhere beyond. As he continues through the building, entering another room, the agonizing screaming gets louder. He walks closer and closer to another room, but seems to have finally met something that scared him enough to flee, although I'm not sure why those screams weren't enough to begin with. Many in the comments agree that the screaming would have sent him running for the hills. Some even suggest that the Redditor should have called the authorities, as it sounds like someone was in distress. As Britain on Reddit noted, why were you going further? Redditor SRGB Ski remarks that it sounds like someone was being jumped and the filmer walked in on it. Any way you slice it, that sound certainly stays with you. Number 9. Moninagle. This folkloric creature is insanely creepy. Published to YouTube by Romeo Candid in November of 2007, this clip claims to show a real Moninagle. Some info on this mythical creature. The Moninagle is a traditional and mythical Filipino creature that's likened to a vampire or a witch. The details of this horrible creature's prey are even freakier. It is said to prey on pregnant women, especially those who are sleeping. New lovers or newlyweds are also prime targets for the Moninagle, which is said to have been abandoned at the altar. Now onto the clip. The video shows a group of people just hanging out in the dark, shining their flashlight everywhere. There's nothing for a while but darkness. That is, until everyone starts screaming as they see this ghastly female creature with black hair and greenish skin appear at a short distance. The creature turns to them as they cry out in horror. Many in the comments are rightly freaked out by this. YouTuber Andrew Gibbons offers a first-hand account of the Moninagle folktale, saying, "Well, one thing I know for sure that I heard from an elder is that it's an old folk tale to keep kids out of the woods at nighttime." YouTuber Chowsai01 adds, "Some say that they heard it flap its wings while they're in their houses, but who knows, it might just be a bat." He also says that some truly believe that these creatures are real. After watching this video, do you? Number 8. Creature from Below. As so many of these videos show, darkness is a recipe for the scariest things imaginable. Posted by YouTuber Ricardo Costa in June of 2009, the uploader writes, "A strange shape is spotted at dawn at the Santos Dumont building. In the first pass, it is possible to see only a spectrum without a definite shape, but something that resembles some type of animal, but then it is possible to see a more concrete form of a creature. Never imagined, and still realized that one more accompanies it in a quick jump and soon after disappears without a trace or idea of what they were." In the clip, some men are sitting in the dark, when beyond them, a figure is seen moving quickly past. What that figure is, you can't really tell, as its movements are too quick and there is little light. As the men all jump up to pursue the creature, you glimpse it again for a brief moment as it crawls past a sliver of light in the room. It looks like it's doing a bear crawl. They wander around in the darkness a bit longer, searching for the creature, but it seems to have disappeared, or perhaps it's in hiding. Some in the comments suggest it's a feral being, possibly even the rake. What do you think it is? Whether human or not, seeing and hearing something move like this in the darkness would certainly make me freak out. Number 7. Mysterious creature. The Redditor who posted this video to the Chills Narrator subreddit wonders what this mysterious creature might be. Originally posted by John O'Donnell _22 on TikTok, the creature in question races upright on 2 spindly legs, being chased by what looks to be a coyote. The creature has a long snout and appears to be shaven. As it runs down a residential street, it makes a high-pitched noise to avoid the predator on his tail. The creature jumps in or onto a nearby garbage can, and after the oblivious coyote continues on, the creature flips in a somersault off of the garbage, making yet another strange noise as it does. What is this thing? Let's see what Reddit has to say about it. Some suggest it's a golem, others a cat, and at least one a sphinx cat. Redditor all caps all dust says, it's called the Gullybist. It takes from those who are believed to be inept at distinguishing what's real and what's not. If that's correct, talk about mind blown. When all is said and done, it's either a real mystery creature or just plain CGI, but whatever it is, you have to admit, it's freaky. Number 6. Hallway Girl. Child ghosts, where and when you least expect them, are perhaps some of the scariest apparitions in the spiritual realm. Published to YouTube by the Japanese channel Claire Soka, this security footage will make you look behind every door. The clip shows a man returning home to his apartment. There's a box on the landing, which he lifts up to take inside. His door is wide open. After entering, he shuts the door. And what or who is standing behind it but this creepy ghost girl? If she's a real-life human girl, what in the world is she doing all alone in this hallway, standing so still there? If she's a ghost, Well, we know creepy ghosts enjoy haunting people in this manner, but why? Either way, encountering this would be terrifying. Number 5. Ouija board ghost. 2 things that you should never mess with: a Ouija board and the spirit world. Posted by Big Rig Jiggin to the Chills Narrator subreddit, Big Rig claims that when he leaves this Ouija board out on the table, something strange happens. According to Big Rig, this video has been time edited due to it taking over 70 hours to get this footage. I tried to sit and watch for the movement so I could record. The only times it was happening is when I left the room and came back hours later. Big Rig leaves a Ouija board on the table with the planchette sitting at the top pointing downward. He passes his hand over the table and around the planchette, assumedly to show there are no strings attached. Then he leaves the room. The planchette sits still for a long while, but after a time, it starts moving around the board. It appears to slide all across the board, moving around of its own accord. The movement is also shown at a different angle. As you can see, the desk is thick, so magnets aren't likely at play here. Nitro Fox Zero states in the comments that leaving the planchette on the board is a big no-no, and the fact that it's trying to leave the board means the spirit is trying to escape. Never really thought of that. Now this unexplainable Ouija board activity seems even creepier. Number 4. Footsteps. Houses can make funny house noises, but that doesn't seem to be the case with this video. Posted to the Ghosts subreddit by Ramasaurez, the redditor explains that he woke up to loud footsteps in the hallway and the sound of something in the attic being dragged. He says the attic is not used for storage, but has a small crawl space. He was home alone when this happened. In the clip, you can faintly hear footsteps pounding, and then the dragging noise, as Ramasaurez lies still and silent. In the comments, Redditor Dejness suggests to go check it out, noting that people have had issues with squatters in the past. Even though the chances are slim, there's a definite possibility. As Dejness advises, look for any sign of someone's been living there, missing food, stuff misplaced, food wrappers, and if you do end up believing someone is in your house, maybe try installing a security camera. Some Redditors add that having something to protect themselves with nearby would be smart. Others advise to just record the sound and call the authorities instead of investigating himself, as who knows what the stranger would do. In another vein, some think it would be animals making nests up there, but the Redditor says the attic was completely sealed. The potential for the paranormal is on other Redditors' radar, including the OPs. He states that a couple of his family members had paranormal experiences inside the home, although he doesn't elaborate on what those experiences were. Then again, maybe it's just someone who had no other place to go. Number 3. Statue or ghost. Spiritual places always seem to attract hauntings. Posted by Calligram to the Chills Narrator subreddit. This one will give you the chills. According to the clip's description, what you're about to see is a ghost caught on tape at a church. The video of this gloomy, ghost-like young woman is somewhat blurred. She stands with her hands together, and at times, appears as though she's moving. Although the film's quality is indeed lacking, the figure's mouth and head do certainly look as though they're animated, as she stands unmoving in the window. Being that this was filmed at a church, it's reasonable to believe that the ghost is a statue of Mary or some other saint. Still, the seeming movement and grotesque faces the statue appears to make certainly are unsettling. Many in the comments agree that it's likely a statue, perhaps behind distorted glass. Others, like Redditor 6Spice, suggest it's a reflection of a statue on glass. Finebase4 points out that the image appears as though it's moving a little, however, and he thought for a moment it was a real person. Redditor Vixen Ross drops some knowledge, suggesting that it might be an accidental Pepper's ghost. She explains, Pepper's ghost was a technique invented so theaters could make the illusion of a ghost. Doing this requires a reverse-operated optical beam splitter, which blends 2 images into the audience's perspective. The splitter might be a simple sheet of glass invisible to the audience. One scene's image is transmitted through the glass, while the other scene's image is reflected from the glass towards the audience. With proper stage lighting, the scenes are lit via controls, blending the images together, and the objects lit can appear or vanish at the whim of the lighting effect. The Pepper's ghost technique might explain the statue's appearance and its seeming movement. What do you think? Take your time to decide. Number 2. Surfer Shark. Long ago were the days that we could go out surfing without a care in the world. Well, this video might make you grateful we're shut-ins now. Chandler and his dad Sean Moore were surfing at New Smyrna Beach in Florida when they encountered the last thing you'd want to in the ocean, a shark. The shark knocked the boy from his surfboard but otherwise left him alone. Though Chandler didn't realize what pitched him into the waves, he thought he'd simply been knocked off by a fish, so they remained in the water for another 15 minutes, searching the GoPro videos from the camera he'd strapped to Chandler's surfboard later. Sean posted the clips to Instagram, which is when his followers pointed out the so-called fish in the water and helped solve the puzzle. When they slowed the video down, they realized it was a shark, not a fish. Sean posted, "So, didn't really want to have to show mom this, but Chandler was just surfing this afternoon and got knocked off his board by a black-tip shark." Apparently, nearly everyone who swims at this beach has likely come within 10 feet of a shark. More told people, statistically it's pretty bad, but there were hundreds of people in the water that day. Almost makes you grateful that there's no risk of facing off with sharks at the moment. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds? Because we upload a new scary video every week. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1. Haunted Dance Studio. This video has become quite popular in the Spanish YouTube community, but I wanted to shed some light on its origins. This clip is from the web series, The Haunting of Sunshine Girl Network, posted in January of 2012. The uploader wonders if her studio is haunted. In the video, she claims that she hasn't been down in the studio for a couple months because of what happened. What happened was that she heard someone speak while she was down there alone. She explains that her brother had been down there several times, and her brother went through every room but found nothing. Being as it seems the coast is clear, she wants to finish the video she'd previously been filming. But as she begins with the turning board, a dark figure, well, half of a dark silhouette figure really, exits the room far behind her and can be seen passing into the next room. Seeing the thing reflected in the mirror in front of her, the girl sprints out of the room full stop, racing up the stairs and banging on the door. Many in the comments are calling the apparition scary and creepy. YouTuber Brie Naylor writes, "Maybe it wasn't a good idea to watch this at 4:08 in the morning. It's bad enough I get scared just sitting in the living room, and then I watch this. I'm almost in tears. Are you watching at 4:08 in the morning too? Don't let this clip enter your dreams, but do